It feels like the dawn of a new day for St. Joe's Prep Baseball. Over the offseason, John Sittler, Will Ward, Jack Keenan, and Mirtu Rupertus made their college commitments, while Chris Grasso turned heads with a dominant summer on the national stage. And then there's Cole Kuhn at the Haverford School, and it starts right now. Hawks baseball back on WSJP for the season opener. St. Joe's Prep taking on the Haverford School. And for today's broadcast, I'm Ryan Sullivan, joined by Anthony Sorgi. Anthony, how we doing?
Could not be better, Ryan. It's a chilly spring morning, but it feels like baseball weather here on Highway 30 on the main line. Just moments away from first pitch here between the Fords and the Hawks in a non-conference Interact versus PCL matchup. Could not be more excited.
There's no doubt about it, Sorgi, and the Hawks obviously batting first as they are the away team in today's contest. So we will start off with Emilio Iannicone, the Hawks catcher for today's game. And last season, Iannicone in 18 games played had a .278 average and 69 plate appearances, 15 hits, 6 RBIs, and a double and a triple. First pitch of the season in there for a strike on Iannicone.
Not the start you want, obviously, going down 0-1, but, battle back. First at-bat of the season.
Second pitch to Iannicone. That one in the dirt, ball one, so a 1-1 start to Emilio Iannicone.
And, Ryan, we know that this prep team has been working on, their pitch selection, knowing what to hit and when to hit it. You have to be smart in these types of big non-conference games early in the year.
And a swing and a miss for Iannicone, and I apologize, I did not say that Dancy is on the mound today for the Fords. So he gets the start in the fourth game of the season for Haverford. They have a 1-2 record. Iannicone, next pitch a bit on the outside, top left corner, ball 2. We have a 2-2 count.
And that strike was a great cut by Iannicone there, no doubt about it. A big 2-2 pitch to come.
2-2 pitch, here it is. That one hit into center field, and that one will be caught. So first out of this first inning. A good cut from Iannicone, just couldn't get the drop.
Again, another good cut there, as you said. But for the prep, looking to have a big inning early, going to be a question of just can they heat up. Obviously, you got 7 innings to get some runs on the board, but you like to get ahead early.
Scanlon was the one who made the catch in center field. And up next for St. Joe's Prep, it'll be Pat Veza. Veza last season, a .263 average in 18 games played. First pitch in there for a strike, even though the ball was dropped. Patty Veza, as I said, a .263 average, 65 plate appearances, 15 hits, 10 runs, 7 RBIs last year. That one drops in there for a strike, a quick 0-2.
0-2's not where you want to be here, Ryan.
Not at all. Patty Veza, one of the best pure hitters for St. Joe's Prep last season, was able to get on base a bunch of times. The 0-2, that one hit into center field. That one will be dropped for a base hit. Patty Veza, first hit of the season, and the Hawks get a man on with 1 out.
And a man on with 1 out is a great opportunity here for the prep with Grasso coming up to the bat.
And you just said it, Sorgi. Chris Grasso, the two-way Miami commit. Feels like it's him and Brady Guzzi as those top two-way players in the PCL. But Chris Grasso, nothing short of spectacular last season, as we will talk about his stats in a few moments. But the first pitch delivered to the Miami commit is down low in the dirt for a ball, but Chris Grasso last season, a .356 average, 9 RBIs, 16 hits, and also had a 3.40 ERA in 9 appearances. The 1-0 to Chris Grasso, and he foul tips it back for strike, but a good cut to start for Chris Grasso.
Grasso, as you mentioned, absolutely phenomenal. You talked about his summer as well. He is a sensational player for St. Joe's Prep, one of the best guys to come through 17th and Girard in recent memory.
Batting third in the lineup. And his brother Robbie Grasso last season, he was the one to really bat third primarily. So Grasso, probably the best hitter on the team, if you will. He fouls that one back for another strike. So it's a 1-2 to Grasso. As a leads off third. I'm sorry, first right there. Dancy, the Tampa U commit. Looking him back. Here's the 1-2. In there, strike 3 called. Got him looking. Chris Grasso goes down on strikes for the first time today.
Not what you want there if you're Grasso, but Will Ward here with a good opportunity. 2-2 pitch, and a 1-2 pitch. 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 2-2 pitch, and a 1-2 pit 2 outs, but again, still a chance to get a nice 2-out hit here and keep the inning going.
See if he does so. Will Ward playing first base this year for the Hawks, as we saw him primarily at third base last year when he came in halfway through the year. But this year, Coach Muth giving him the start at third base, and he is a bigger guy, so does make sense. First pitch low, ball one, almost in the dirt. Now, Sorgi Dancy not bad with his pitches. Obviously has 2 outs, got the strikeout on Chris Grasso, but some pitches have been in the dirt. 1-0, that one low once again, 2-0.
And yeah, not the start you want here if you're Dancy, but for Ward, you can't be mad at a 2-0 count. That's exactly where you want to be here with 2 outs. Put yourself in a good situation in a hitter's count.
See if Ward gets the bat off his shoulders on the 2-0, and he does check swing, but it will be called for a ball. He did not go around.
Great eye, smart check there.
The continuous debate here on WSJP, do you swing at a 3-0 count? We'll see if Will Ward decides to do it. Our producer Sam Salmo shaking his head no. Here it is, 3-0. Ward does swing and hits that one in the left center field. That will drop for a base hit. Veza holds it at third. Ward, first hit of the year. The Hawks have 2 on with 2 outs.
And that is exactly why you do it, Ryan.
Well, there you go, Sorgi.
Get a hit,
All right.
give a teammate an opportunity, and that teammate's going to be John Sittler.
Right down the plate for Will Ward. John Sittler, a 300 average last season, 63 plate appearances for him, 6 runs, 15 hits, 8 RBIs, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. One of the 3 home runs the Hawks hit last season came through Johnny Sittler, and he will try to drive in Veza and possibly Ward with 2 outs here in the inning. Veza taking a big lead off third. Or second, I apologize. I don't know why I keep saying third. First pitch right down the middle for a strike.
Sittler pointing to the coach saying thinks it's a little low, but it's going to be called a strike to start here.
The 0-1 to Sittler. Dancy looking back at Veza continuously. Low for a ball.
Both runners with a big lead here.
A bit of a short backstop here today, Sorgi, so a lot of steals. If it goes behind the plate or goes behind the catcher, you know, he might be able to still get that out.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that if it comes to it. But here's the 1-1 to Sittler. Dancy continuously looking back. Veza. Sittler hits that one to second base for a base hit. Veza rounding third, and he will hold it midway. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
And a great opportunity here for George Van Deen, Ryan.
So Van Deen last year, it's a bit of an interesting story with him, is he was the complimentary runner for the most part for Emilio Iannacone, as he led the PCL in stolen bases with 20, but we'll see if he can get the bat off his shoulders and get a hit to start the year for the Hawks. First pitch high, good framing, but it's a ball. So Van Deen last season had 19 games played, but only 6 plate appearances. He was able to get 1 hit in those appearances. This one hit to second, fielded cleanly. Play at first is made to end the inning. The Hawks leave, bases loaded, stranded. A solid first inning, but they cannot do anything with the runs. We go to the bottom of the first, and Sorgi, not a bad start for St. Joe's Prep.
No, I would agree. I mean, you got a good opportunity. The offense is obviously showing itself to be pretty solid here. So obviously you would have loved to get a run on the board or maybe some multiple runs on the board, but you can't be too mad at that despite leaving 3 guys on base.
No doubt about it, and Van Deen will slowly walk back to the dugout. But the Hawks bringing on their defense for the first time today, and we will see Danny Matthews starting on the mound today for St. Joe's Prep. We know we love to talk about Mirtu Rupertus, Cole Kuhn, and Chris Grasso, but Danny Matthews, someone that only had 1 appearance last season when it came to pitching, but he did have a very solid performance in St. Joe's Prep spring training down in Florida in the practices that they had. So now we'll see what Danny Matthews brings to the mound. And I mean, Sorgi, once again, we'd love to talk about the 3 pitchers, and we know so much about him, but we don't really know that much about Danny Matthews on the mound. We haven't seen him in a while.
No, we don't. It's going to be really interesting to see how he pitches today. But you talked about spring training. I think that's important to talk about a little bit. I mean, spring training was such a great opportunity for the guys down in Florida to bond. We saw, you know, them getting to hang out, have a nice time together. But they were locked in, and they played some really good baseball when they practiced down there.
So out there for the Prep on the diamond, we see Ward at first base, Mike Falcone at second, Sittler at third, Keenan at or Sittler, shortstop. I apologize. I have an obsession with saying third base today, but Keenan is at third. We have George Van Veen in left field, Kyle Allman in center, with Pat Vezza in right field for today's game. We'll see if there are any substitutions made throughout it, as this is the first game of the season. You want to think if Coach Muth will get in some of his guys. Iannacone throw down to second, and we will get things going. A meeting in the infield for the Hawks. So we'll see the defense for the first time today. And we've talked so much about the pitching and the firepower that the Hawks have when it comes to hitting the baseball, but we'll see what the defense can bring to the plate, no pun intended. So Danny Matthews stepping up for the first time today. And it will be Zach Lawler leading off for the Fords. First pitch, that one high and a bit slow, 1-0. Matthews' second pitch is a swing and a miss. Lawler, one of the best pure hitters on this Haverford team. We've seen him come up a lot of times in the moment for the Fords to help them jump out to leads and whatnot. Matthews, interesting movement with his elbow there, but the 1-1 is going to be a hit by pitch on Lawler. So Danny Matthews, first at-bat of the season, puts Lawler on base with a hit by pitch.
Not the start you want there if you're Matthews. Let's see how he rebounds here. You want to see if he's going to get shaken up here or not.
So up next for Haverford, it will be Thomas Lawler. That one hit high in the air. It will go back foul.
Here where we're set up, Ryan, I'm watching any foul ball, make sure it doesn't come our way.
If anything gets near Chris Coleman, I'm going to jump in the way. That's our cameraman for today's game, Chris Coleman, but I'm going to get in the way. Don't worry. I'm a good WSJP president.
I know you had some close encounters last season.
A few. Throwback to first. It was close as Ward almost got Lawler on his left foot, but the umpire calls him safe. I got to get used to saying umpire now. It's been official for all the spring and winter seasons, but now, I'm sorry, the fall and winter seasons.
Yeah.
Now we're in the spring. That pitch very low in the dirt, 1-1.
Even lacrosse yesterday.
Lacrosse, yeah. Unfortunate loss for the prep against the Gilman School, but I think there were some positives to take away from that game. Hawks will be back on Tuesday against the Vikings of Archbishop Wood for lacrosse.
Gotta have the prep gets a big win there.
Yeah. Third pitch, that one in the dirt. Nice field by Keenan. He gets it to first. It's low, but Ward is able to make the play for the first out of the inning. It will be Zach Lawler advancing to second, so a man in scoring position for the Fords.
What a play there by Keenan. Absolutely spectacular pick.
And a great pickup from there from Ward. Great catch in the dirt, or in the turf, you should say. This is a turf field. Matthews looking back, Lawler at second. Here's the pitch, first one in there for a strike, and that will be to Nicky Vanny, who is right up there with Zach Lawler as one of the best hitters on the team for the Fords.
Yeah, talking to guys around the prep today who know this, or throughout the week who know this Haverford team well, Nicky Vanny was one of the guys that they brought up.
Swing and a miss, got him chasing in the dirt. 0-2, I apologize. So Danny Matthews possibly could get his first strikeout of the season and of the game. Lawler leading off second. Falcone trying to hold him back. Matthews looks him back. Here's the 0-2. And he steps off the mound. Not sure if he got told he was stealing or if he just wasn't ready. Not necessarily sure, but Matthews
Comes ever to talk to him.
Yep. Just warning him of a possible balk. We see all that happen a couple times last season with some pitchers, but hopefully for the Hawks that will not happen here today. Now the 0-2. In there, strike three called. Got him swinging. Danny Matthews, first strikeout of the season. And there are now 2 outs in the inning.
Huge 2-out opportunity here for the prep.
I feel like the strike three call was a popular call last year, Sorgi, with the audience. But Caleb Seaver now up for the Fords. 2 outs. Man on second. First pitch low. Iannacone is able to save it from going behind him as Lawler will hold it at second. The 1-0, Matthews really wasting no time, getting ready to throw the pitch to Iannacone. And here it is. Fouled back. 1-1. Good cut there from Seaver. Probably the best of the two. The Hawks trying to get out of this inning here with no runs. They did have bases loaded in the top of the first, so we'll see if that can continue when they do get back up to the plate, but they have to finish this inning. The 1-1 from Matthews. High, but fouled back into the netting. We saw Danny Matthews a lot this last season when it came to hitting. He was playing in the outfield, but primarily left field, and he came up big against Carter O'Hara in the first round of the playoffs to break open the lead for St. Joe's Prep, but we see him on the mound here today, and we'll see if he can get out of the inning. Here's the 1-2. In there, strike three called, got him looking. Danny Matthews has a not-so-great start with a hit-by-pitch, but gets 3 straight outs to end the inning. Now we go to the top of the second. We'll take a short break here on WSJP. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back here on WSJP, Jack Keenan up for the Prep to lead things off. First pitch to him. He hits that one softly down the third base line. He's going to have to hustle. He is in there safe. Jack Keenan, a bit of a blooper, but he makes it work. He gets in there safe. The Hawks now with 3 hits on the day already.
4.
4, I apologize. You're right.
Fix up the stat sheet there.
It's all good, Sorgi. So Jack Keenan gets on, and that's what you want to see. And now Mike Falcone up, starting second baseman for today's game. And he's going to bunt it down the first base line, but it will go foul. Falcone last season was in a couple times, only had 5 games played with 11 plate appearances. He did have 3 hits, though, with 5 stolen bases. So a lot of potential shown from when he was a junior. Now as a senior, looks to step up as the starting second baseman. That pitch low for a ball, 1-1. Keenan taking a solid lead off first, not too big. Pitch to Falcone, he swings and misses on the low pitch. 1-2 now to Falcone. The Hawks have Kyle Allman on deck, the 9th hole hitter, center fielder for St. Joe's Prep. The 1-2 to Falcone. Bit of a hold there, and Falcone foul tips it. It goes out of the glove of the catcher for the Fords. Will remain 1-2.
Way to stay alive there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Way to stay alive. Took the words right out of my mouth, but Falcone staying alive here in the batter's box. We'll see if he can get his first hit of the season. And here it is. That one low, almost in the dirt. 2-2.
Good eye.
feel like, should I say dirt or turf? I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, it's weird,
I
isn't
feel like
it?
in the dirt. I feel like in the dirt is like, I don't know, because it's not dirt, it's turf. I'm gonna say turf. We're gonna go with that. Yeah, you're right, Sam. Dirt is the phrase. 2-2. In there, strike three called. Got him looking. Beautiful pitch to get Falcone down. And there is now one out with Kyle Allman stepping up, the two-sport athlete for St. Joe's Prep.
Football star.
Yeah, football star. Last year, 16 plate appearances, 231 average, 3 hits on the year. Allman, very speedy as a receiver, had 5 stolen bases last year. First pitch, high, ball 1. And he is a bit of a smaller guy, so that batter's box, not too big for pitchers, so it's going to be hard to pitch against him. But we'll see if he can advance Jack Keenan, who's off first, and he hits this one to short. Play is made at first for the out. Keenan's safe at second. 2 outs now in the inning with the top of the lineup coming up. Emilio Iannacone does have his fellow South Philly brother, Jack Keenan, off second.
And you can't be mad, Ryan, at advancing a runner 90 feet with an out. Like, you'll take that to get a guy in scoring position.
Iannacone 0 for 1 in today's game. Runner in scoring position, as you said. Keenan taking an interesting lead off a second. It's almost pretty much in center field. Here's the pitch. That one on the outside. Looked like Keenan was about to steal there for a second, but he holds it. 1-0.
Big shout out. You mentioned a couple guys, but to our crew, Sam Salmon producing, Chris Coleman on the camera, Cristiano Forcino on photos today.
Ryan McKenna also taking some video.
In the building.
I think he can hear us. He has mics on us right now. I don't know. Here's the 1-0. Iannacone thought about the swing. He did not go with it. He does not agree with the call, which was a strike.
And if you're not following St. Joe's Prep Sports on Instagram and see all Ryan's work, make sure you drop a follow because they do spectacular work there.
I appreciate it. He appreciates it. I don't know what you said, Ryan. I got all confused. And stepping off the mound will be Dancy. And he puts Keenan back at second. And he's taking a, I don't know about this lead, Sorgi. It's interesting.
It is. It's very interesting.
Here's the 1-1. And Iannacone hits this one into right field, but it will go foul near those apartment buildings.
I'm trying to figure out what that is. Apartments, hotel, like it's something.
You can see it on the left corner of your screen. I think it's somewhat like hotels. It's dorms. Oh yeah, there's Haverford College around here. Well, there you go.
Gives that kind of college dorm vibe.
Yeah, that's fair. 1-2. Dancy trying to get out of the inning. Here it is. Iannacone swings and misses. Strike 3. That ends the inning. The Hawks leave a man stranded on second. Now we go to the bottom of the second inning. So the Hawks, getting guys on base here, but a couple times we saw last season, they just haven't been able to drive them in yet.
Yeah, first game of the year, you're not expecting them to come out guns a-blazing. So we'll see how the Prep is able to respond here defensively, see if they can have a good inning out here on the field, and then hope for a nice inning upcoming at the plate.
Well, Danny Matthews back out there to pitch, and he did have a strikeout in his first appearance on the mound last inning. See the guys warming up out there. It's just such a good day for baseball. I feel like I want to take off the hoodie, but I don't at the same time because I'm afraid I'm going to get cold, so I think I'm just going to stick with the hoodie today. I don't know, but it is what it is.
As I said at the top of the broadcast, it is spring baseball weather, right? The Phillies are going to be at home just in a few days upcoming, right? It's baseball season. It's the best time of the year.
Well, the Prep, their schedule doesn't get easier going forward. They have Bonner Prendy, the reigning defending undisputed PCL champions, on Wednesday, and then the next day they got Holy Ghost Prep at Holy Ghost Prep. The Hawks are really stacking the schedule here early.
It's a tough back-to-back, but if there's a Prep team that's, built for it, it's this one.
Yeah, this is the team that has been hyped up by a lot of the local media. Now, you and me specifically,
yeah,
we talked a lot about the Prep and what their expectations are for the year, and we'll see if they can meet those as we go forward. High fives and fist bumps for Danny Matthews at the mound. So leading things off for the Fords, it will be Harrison Bongiovanni. First pitch from Danny Matthews, fouled back for a strike. Matthews has been having guys make contact on the ball, but they really have not been able to get the ball into the infield today.
Yeah, we'll see how this inning goes. Obviously, your first inning of the season is maybe not going to be how most of your innings are going to go throughout the year, so it'll be interesting to see how the second goes and how Matthews is able to heat up throughout.
Second pitch of the inning for Danny Matthews. That one is in there for a strike, a quick 0-2.
That's the exact type of start you want. If you can get a go 1, 2, 3 here to start the inning, 3 pitches and an out would be great.
Matthews has that one hit in the right field for a base hit. And Ward is able to get it to first for the out as the umpire falls down. And Ward's going to help him up, but wow, I mean, Patty Vezza was still able to get it to Ward. Great IQ from him as the Hawks put down Bon Giovanni.
What a play. Absolutely spectacular rocket there to first base.
Patty Vezza, I mean, I know we talk about his hitting ability, but I didn't know he had an arm like that. Give him credit where credit is due. But up next for the Fords, it will be Scanlon. That first pitch low for a ball. Scanlon playing center field today for the Fords. The 1-0 inside, ball 2. The encouragement to Danny Matthews from Jack Keeney. You'll have to see the brotherhood here. A lot of seniors on this team, so, and a lot of upperclassmen, so that really brings them all together. Here's the 2-0. That one fouled back again, 2-1. Matthews trying to get back into the count. It was a good start there.
I thought it was funny. Ward gave the ump a little bit of a hug there.
He did, yeah.
After the out. It was pretty funny. They helped the ump out and gave him a hug.
I thought I was the only one that saw that. Here it is. 2-1. That one hit up the first base line, but it goes foul. So now 2-2. Danny Matthews back into the count. We'll see if he can get his first strikeout of the inning and his second overall today.
Huge 2-2 pitch here.
Matthews, the 2-2. It's hit into center field. It hits off a second, so that will drop for a base hit. This time it is a base hit. No throw to first base, so
First hit of the day.
Yes, Scanlon is able to get on with a base hit with 1 out. Up next for the Fords, it will be Buscalia. Matthews looking back, Scanlon at first. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 1. Matthews has been letting up some contact today, and that's the first hit of the day. There has been some contact into the field, but the Hawks defense has been able to work behind him. Throw back to first. Ward lets it go by him, but not too much as Scanlon will stay at first base. Scanlon's saying it's going out of play, and it does, so he will be able to advance to second base.
Wow.
Unfortunate there for the prep.
A little bit of chaos.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Coach Muth coming out to argue with the umpire. But I don't think his case will really be heard. The decision has pretty much been made. I guess the out of bounds is where the cones are. If you can see them.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the viewers can see them on their screen, but you can see them here. They're kind of like where that barrier is between the dugout and more of the bullpen. That's there you go, Sam. It's reminding me. Sam, you were on point today. Good job. Maybe a little too confident, too. Well, here's the 1-0. Now a man in scoring position for Haverford. Matthews looks Scanlon back, and I'm not sure what that hand motion is at second base, but that pitch in there, up high, actually, for a ball. And Iannacone will go out to talk to Matthews, as they would like to get a very high leverage out. Pitches 2-0. Matthews has been in this position before, in this inning specifically. First start of the season for Danny Matthews, and one of the first times we're seeing him in a long time on the mound. Pickups are to be expected. 2-0. That one in there on the top left corner for a strike. Iannacone looked like he was going to throw it to second, but he might have just been bluffing there as he holds it.
You could hear the pop there on the glove.
Yeah, fast pitches from Danny Matthews. Trying to get back into this count on the 2-1. That one fouled back again, 2-2. We've seen a lot of pitches fouled back here today, but they're called for strikes, so I guess that's something to be happy about.
Yeah.
I love the white hats as well from the prep today.
Yeah, I was like just thinking about that. They're so like you don't see them much.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan.
Just steal my line, dude. Whatever.
Here, producer Sam Salmon maybe there.
I'm not sure, but anyway. 2-2. Matthews could get a very high leverage out. That one in there for a strike. Matthews gets them swinging. Second strikeout of the day for the senior. 2 outs now in the inning. Haverford has Scanlon still off of second base. Up next for the Fords, it will be Aiden Greenberg. We'll see if he can drive in Haverford's first run of the day. Danny Matthews trying to prevent that. Scanlon, I thought he was going to steal there, and he looks like he was getting ready to, as that one was fouled back. Haverford trying to get a bit risky here early. Jack Keenan, though, is ready. You see him. Well, we can see him, not the audience currently, but they can see him getting ready for a possible steal. Greenberg goes into the turf to swing. It's now 0-2. And another continuous debate. Does the pitcher throw a good pitch for 0-2, or do they just give him a bad one? I don't know.
It's interesting, yeah.
We'll leave the viewers at home to decide. But here's the 0-2. And pretty much the same pitch. Greenberg holds his swing. It's now 1-2.
So I don't mind the idea of trying to bait him into swinging at maybe a bad pitch, but at the same time you do want to get a punch out.
Well, he does almost get Greenberg to swing low. Matthews trying to end the inning. And here it is. Fouled again, and a bit of a groan from the St. Joe's Prep side here as they thought they had that one. But back at it for Danny Matthews. Trying to keep the head high. Greenberg staying alive, though. Got to give him credit. Matthews taking a bit here. Looking Scanlon back at second. The 2-2. In there, strike 3 called. Got him looking. Danny Matthews gets out of the inning. Strands the run on second. We now go to the top of the third. Short break here on WSJP. We'll be back in a few moments. Back here on WSJP. Third inning now. Patty Vezza up for the Hawks. He holds his swing as it was low. 0-1. Or I'm sorry, 1-0. Vezza 1 for 1 in today's game with a base hit. We'll see if he can lead off for St. Joe's Prep. High cheese for Pat Vezza, 2-0. Third pitch of the at-bat. Matthews hits that. Oh, I'm sorry, not Matthews. Vezza hits it to second base. Fielded cleanly. Low throw for the out.
Well, 2 at-bats and a .500 average for Patty Vezza.
Yeah. He love to see it.
Love to see that stay the whole year.
Chris Grasso up next for St. Joe's Prep, the Miami commit. He is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. See if he can possibly get on base. In his second at-bat of the year, he holds his swing there. It's right down the plate. You can kind of see him get him a little upset with himself there, as he did not swing at that first pitch. Here's the 0-1. Dancy delivers. Grasso swings and misses on that one. It's a quick 0-2.
You know, we talked about the Preps hats, but the Haverford School hats kind of reminding me of like some Baltimore Orioles action with the white front
That's fair.
and the
I like that.
you know, the maroon, I guess you'd say, bill and back.
Yeah, I never really noticed, but Dancy waving off a couple times on the pitch. The 0-2. Grasso hits that one high and deep to center field. Scanlon moving back on it, and he makes the catch.
So 0 for 2 on the day in the season so far for Chris Grasso, but I wouldn't
Well,
expect that to
yeah,
continue
no,
very
he
for
will.
long.
Be hitting, I would say, hitting bombs for the whole season.
In Philadelphia Catholic League's play, especially, I think.
Oh, 100%. He knows when to step. He knows when the lights are brightest. But I no doubt that I think he will get a hit here today. Will Ward up. First pitch low, 1-0.
And I mean, I think that this is a really good opportunity for the Prep. I mean, when you're playing a school like the Haverford School, two very respected institutions. I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the Interac versus the PCL, two respected leagues. Just overall, great way to start the season.
Yeah, Interac and PCL play each other all the time. I mean, the Prep, they play Malvern Prep later in the season. They play the Hill School, who does play somewhat of PCL competition. They are also play Interac competition throughout this season.
Hill
And
School.
it's now a 1-2 count. We will be live for that game next Saturday.
Hill School fellow Pesa School.
Yeah.
With Haverford.
The 1-2, here it is to end the inning. Ward hits that one to second. It's going to be a run to field it, but it's fielded cleanly for the third out of the inning. The Hawks go down 1-2-3, a clean inning for the Fords. We now go to the bottom of the third. Good inning for Haverford, Sorgi, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. I mean, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't get much better than that in baseball. Haverford has to be really happy with where they are right now.
Agreed. And Haverford, they are, as Cristiano Forcino, our cameraman, is just completely halfway through the camera. And now he moves. But anyway, Haverford, they are 3 games in this season. They are 1-2. They do have losses to fellow PCL team Devon Prep, also Garnet Valley. They suffered a loss to in the first game of the season. So Haverford, they might be a bit warmed up here. So
Yeah.
that could be something to note as well. But Danny Matthews on for his third inning of work, and for someone who didn't really pitch that much only had 1 appearance last season, didn't really pitch at all last year. He's doing well. He's getting, somewhat deep into this game if he can get out of this inning.
Absolutely. And Ryan, I got to give a shout out to whoever's on the aux here at the Haverford School. Playing some great tunes today.
I don't know what this
Great
is. What is
innings.
this?
Great tunes.
All
all
right,
day.
fair enough.
That-
I thought you knew the
I don't know
song.
the name of the song, but I know the song, and I know that. I mean, just great tunes all day.
That's
Oh,
fair.
Rich Girl, Hall & Oates.
I don't know.
Philly
what that is.
band, in fact.
Someone's gonna get mad at me for saying I don't know what that is. But Iannacone throws the ball down to second base. There's definitely somebody at home that just tuned
I
out
say,
just
Hall
because
&
I didn't know
Oates,
that.
Philadelphia's own. Got a plaque on Broad Street.
Back to the game. I'm sorry. I just don't know. I guess I'm misinformed. 9-hole hitter for Haverford School. First pitch for a ball to Danny Getz.
I know my dad's at home shaking his head right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Sorgi. Pitch in there for a strike. As Getz jumped back on it. I guess the umpire didn't appreciate him jumping out of the box, as it is 1-1. Next pitch in there again, a bit inside, 1-2.
Great start here from Matthews.
Matthews had a ball to start, but now 2 straight strikes trying to get the first out of the inning. High ball 2. So now I feel like he's settling the debate. Like, should you give him a bad one on a count? And like,
Yeah.
he's trying to give him those ones to swing at.
Yeah.
2-2. That one hit to third. Keenan fields it, sets, fires, and delivers it to Ward for the first out of the inning.
That Keenan-Ward combo, lethal early in today's game.
Keenan has made some great plays at third base today.
Now back to the top of the order here for Haverford.
Top of the order, you just said it, Sorgi, for Haverford. Zach Lawler up for the Fords. He was hit by the pitch, I guess I should say. That was bad English. On in his first at bat, the first at bat of the game. See what Danny Matthews can do in his second time through the order. First pitch, good framing from Iannicone, ball 1.
Already in the third inning, moving quick, Ryan.
Yeah, we are moving pretty quick here. Not even an hour's passed. Second pitch hit into the netting right behind St. Joseph's, right in front of St. Joseph's Prep dugout for a strike.
Feeling like an MLB game, right? The pitch clock speeding things up in recent years.
Danny Matthews is going really quick here.
Yeah.
I mean, he is delivering them fast. He delivers that one, which is hit into right field. Veza sees it, and he makes the play for the second out of the inning.
Haverford with 1 hit so far and 2 base runners with that hit by pitch. So for sure, a good start for Matthews.
So Lawler now 0 for 1 with the hit by pitch. And now Thomas Lawler up for Haverford. 2 outs now in the inning. Matthews delivers for a strike. Beautiful pitch from Danny Matthews as he gets Lawler swinging in the turf. The 0-1. In there for a strike. Danny Matthews now 0-2. We'll see if he can get rid of Haverford in the third inning and get the Hawks back up at the plate. Matthews delivers. And that one is hit over Sittler's head for a base hit into center field. Lawler keeps the Fords alive in the third inning with a 2-out single.
Huge 2-out single there from Lawler. Now let's see what Nicky Vanny can do.
Vanny, as we said, overall probably the best hitter on this team. Is what Haverford is trying to tell us is he has been now batting third in the order this game. 2 outs, first pitch. That one hit into the woods for a foul. And then hit a couple of trees, too. A little bit of a ping pong action.
And Ryan, we knew the wind was going to pick up as we hit the afternoon.
Why I didn't take off the hoodie?
It's a little bit windy now, you know, some chilly, again, spring baseball weather.
0-1. That one high and outside. 1-1 now.
I feel like in past years, you know, we've gone straight to summer almost, feeling 70, 80 degrees.
I like that. I'm not a fan of the cold.
But we've had quite the number of cold games over the years between baseball, lacrosse, football.
And yeah, I mean, last year we opened the season with Devon Prep, which was freezing. Umpire telling Matthews to tie his shoe. It was that last pitch. Iannicone wanted that one as he held the ball for a moment at the plate, but the umpire went against the Hawks on that one. 2-1. Vanny hits that one to second. It's a windy one as Falcone gets it to Sittler for the third out. Sittler does not like that Lawler slid into him at second base, but they get the out nonetheless, and now we go to the fourth inning. St. Joe's Prep not allowing any runs. We'll see if they can get their first run of the game when we come back in a few moments on WSJP. back on WSJP halfway through this game. Well, somewhat halfway through this game. Johnny Sittler up for the Hawks. First pitch to him. That one over his head and into the netting behind him. Sittler, I don't think he likes that pitch either. I mean, he got slid into, and now he's got a pitch over his head. I think that he's not really feeling the love here out in at the Haverford School. Well, here we go. Here's the 1-0. Sittler takes that one high again, ball 2.
Good eye.
Good eye indeed from the Frostburg commit. We also have not talked about the commitments from the St. Joe's Prep guys this season. For the seniors, that was good framing, strike 2.
It's a great frame.
Strike 1, sorry.
Yeah, great frame, solid pitch.
We haven't really talked about it. I mean, the Frostburg commit, Johnny Sittler, Jack Keenan, Chestnut Hill College. Sittler hits that one down the third baseline, foul. Oh, good hands there at third base. And also Will Ward, Gwinnett Mercy commit as well. 2-2 to Sittler. Made contact with the last pitch. Here it is. Sittler swings and misses on that one. It went low. First out of the inning. Sittler, as he goes back to the bench, and they tossed him. They have tossed Sittler out of the game as he was tucking back to the mound.
That escalated quickly.
That escalated quickly indeed, as Coach Muth is arguing with the umpire, but the decision has already been made. Sittler, he is out of this game. Wow.
I was getting ready for the next batter to come up, and then and you say he's ejected. I'm like, whoa.
Muth does not like it at all.
Happened in the blink of an eye.
Umpire has already made his decision, so we'll see who makes the replacement at shortstop.
And
Well,
Will Lesovitz
yeah,
walks by and says, here we go, fellas.
I think Lesovitz is getting ready.
The star basketball player, the Tufts basketball commit, and all Catholic for St. Joe's Prep on the floor.
Yep, and now we'll see what he can do on the diamond. He is warming up, so that seems to be who would be next, as Van Deen fouls it back. I mean, we still got a game here, even through all the chaos.
Having to put him in the spreadsheet here.
Yeah, I got to put him in the spreadsheet. Van Deen swings and misses on that one, 0-2.
But, I mean, Will Lesovitz averaging, 10 points a game in the Catholic League in basketball. Let's see what he can do on the field. Varsity baseball debut.
Van Deen swings a bit late, but still fouls it back. It's still 0-2.
And we thought we might see Will early in the season, and excited to see him out here today.
Yeah. Van Deen steps out of the batter's box for a moment. Dancy trying to get his second out of the inning, possible second strikeout. Here's the 0-2 to Van Deen, and he swings and fouls that one back. Stays alive, 0-2 still.
And the short backstop has really affected this game.
Lesovitz done with his warm-up, so you can tell that he is most likely, if something else happens, he'll be at shortstop in the next inning. Van Deen fouls that one back again, still staying alive.
Yep. Second at-bat of the day, or second plate appearance. We'll see if it ends up being an at-bat or not, depending on the outcome. Here for Van Deen.
The 0-2 once again, Van Deen back in the batter's box. Here it is. Van Deen takes that one low, 1-2, so a good at-bat for Van Deen. I mean, even if he doesn't get a hit, he's still making Dancy pitch a lot here.
Absolutely.
In this fourth inning. 1-2. Van Deen takes that one inside, and the Ford's bench, dugout, if you will, they wanted that call, but umpire's not agrees. 2-2. Dancy delivers. And Van Deen hits that one softly to third. We saw the prep get on earlier with this sort of play, and Van Deen gets in there. He's safe.
Way to run it out by Van Deen. You talked about, Ryan, the dugout setup. Almost reminded me of kind of a soccer bench setup like what we have at Penn Park.
Yeah, that's actually that is pretty accurate. Jack Keenan up, and he was the one who hit it up the third base line earlier, who also got on with a base hit. Keenan takes it for a strike.
Ryan McKenna pointing out that Haverford plays soccer on this field as well, as you can see with the lines.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Here's the 0-1. Keenan hits that one, fouled back. 0-2, quick 0-2.
Penn Park, a place we love and know well, and
Yeah.
excited to be back there for lacrosse here in a few weeks.
I think we played Garnet Valley there on the 31st, if I do remember correctly. Van Deen stealing. And Jack Keenan strikes out, but George Van Deen in there with a steal, his first of the season, and he was fast down the line, Sorgi.
Absolutely. I mean, you talked about him, leading the PCL last year?
Yep.
And showing that promise again here today.
Falcone now up, trying to drive Van Deen in as he's on second, but Falcone swings through that one for a strike. And a throw back to second, but that one goes over the head of the infield. It goes into center field, but Van Deen will hold it at second. I don't think he was really ready to go there to steal third base. Oh, and 1 to Falcone. Falcone also 0 for 1 today in today's game. 2 outs in the inning. Hawks have been in this position before. Nancy stepped on and off and now back on the mound as there will be a talking at the pitcher's mound.
See, Ryan, this is where we need an ad read.
That is kind of fair. Well,
Need
you know
an ad
what?
read for a call to the mound.
Well, I mean, I could always do my ad read when it comes to like our upcoming games, and follow us on Instagram and X at SJP Broadcasting. And yeah, you should follow us on X and Instagram at SJP
What
Broadcasting.
a segue.
Here's the 0-1. That one low in the turf. 1-1. Good stop. One to Falcone. Nancy taking his time. Sets in. Throws it back to second. Van Deen in there safely. He is taking a large lead, and they don't want him stealing again. They want to keep him at second base. They don't want him to get on third. The Hawks have had a man on third with bases loaded in the first inning. Was not able to drive any runs in, obviously. Here's the 1-1. Van Deen stealing the third as Falcone fouls that one back, and Van Deen, he probably would have been in there safely, sort of.
Easily, no doubt. I mean, he was already there when.
Yeah, when the ball got to the mound or the plate.
Yeah. Absolutely phenomenal speed from Van Deen.
But now Dancy, he can end the inning here with a strike. The 1-2 to Falcone. Looks back. Van Deen at second. That one in there. Strike 3 called. He got him swinging. The Hawks strand a run at second. Falcone not happy about it. But the Hawks go down here on strikes. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Once again, Sorgi, I feel like we saw it a couple times. You know, the Hawks, they've been stranded a couple runs here. Feels like at some point you got to get those runs in.
Yeah, Ryan, I agree. I mean, chances are running out for both teams here at the Haverford School.
So we'll see if Danny Matthews comes on for his 4th inning of work. As we said, he does not have much starting pitching experience. But coming out will be Danny Matthews again for his 4th inning of work. Look at Ryan McKenna with his athleticism, rugby star.
And about to take the field, shortstop Will Lesovitz.
Will be Lesovitz, Sorgi. You are right.
As we were told to call him by star pitcher Cole Kuhn, Lessie is the baseball nickname.
If there's a pitch hit to him, I will call him Lessie. I'll say that.
And prep basketball manager Noah Doran giving Will some love here from the crowd. Varsity baseball debut.
Yeah. Varsity baseball debut indeed. And yeah, maybe hopefully Coach Clark is watching as well. Well, Lesovitz making a clean throw to Will Ward over there, so looks like he is ready to roll. Throw down to second. We will get started here. Oh, here's CJ. CJ.
Say the best of the biz. CJD Films in the building.
Unbelievable. I didn't even know he was coming today. But you love to see it. Seaver now up again for the forwards. I apologize. Takes that one for a strike.
A star-studded affair between
Yeah,
WSJP and the St. Joe's Prep Sports crew.
I mean, we got like the real media team here today. Second pitch there for a ball.
Feels like a Saturday afternoon in the fall.
Yeah.
How many people are here?
Yeah. 1-1 to Seaver. He's 0 for 1 in today's game. He steps out of the box. Here's the 1-1. Pitch in there for a strike. It's now 1-2. Danny Matthews once again starting out well in the first batter he's faced in an inning. We'll see if he can finish him off, and he will be able to with a strike. Got him chasing. First strikeout of the inning for Danny Matthews. Third strikeout of the day for the senior. Up next for Haverford is Giovanni, as that one will be hit into the fields. Ward, he went out there to get that one. He wanted it.
Yes, he did.
I think CJ got a pick of us.
There you go.
Really tell. Maybe it's me. I don't know. I do, Never mind. 0-1. Giovanni goes low to swing on that one as he misses. Danny Matthews feeling himself at the mound. 0-2, and he gets quick. Look at him go. He's ready to go. Here it is. That one low. 1-2. Not giving him much to hit on those 0-2 counts.
Yeah.
Here we go once again. We are quick to it as Danny Matthews delivers another strikeout, second one of the inning, and his fourth overall today. 2 outs now in the inning for the Prep. Or for Haverford, I guess I should say. I don't know. What should I say there? I don't even know. Nonetheless, it's okay. Scanlon up, and he swings and misses on that one. 0-1. Matthews, once again, he is quick to deliver these pitches now. And he delivers again, 0-2.
Guy's not wasting a moment of time.
Look at him. I mean, I can't even get a breath in. Matthews likes the call from Iannicone. Sets, fires, delivers. And this one is hit straight to Matthews. Fields it. Underhand throw to first. And he will get the out as the Prep, with a quick inning, Haverford go down 1-2-3. We go to the top of the fifth. We'll have a short break here on WSJP. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Here on WSJP, first pitch into Kyle Allman, called for a strike. Dancy back out there. It's been a pitcher duel so far. Second pitch to Almond high, 1-1. And you have to wonder, Sorgi, who's going to break first? But
That's a great question.
It doesn't seem like any one of these pitchers is going to. The 1-1 to Almond as he hits that one into left field for a base hit. Kyle Almond lead off for St. Joe's Prep, and now the actual leadoff man, Emilio Iannico, now up.
5th single of the day for the Hawks.
Love to see it. And Sittler, he is still out there. He's still he's still grabbing the bats for the guys. He's still making his presence felt, even if he is not currently playing in this game.
Gotta love Johnny Sittler.
You gotta love him. Iannicone 0 for 2 today. We'll see if he can deliver Kyle Almond to advance as his first pitch is low.
And I mean, energy-wise, just even in the hallways, right? This team has as much energy as any other team in the prep. When you think about the rosters, you know, lacrosse team has great energy, soccer team has great energy, but this squad as good as any.
That one to short, and that will be a double play.
Not what you want there.
6-4-3 double play for the Haverford Fours, and just like that, there are now 2 outs in the inning.
That's baseball.
That is baseball.
Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. And the tides can turn just like that.
Iannicone jogging back to the dugout as Pat Veza will now step up for St. Joe's Prep. He takes that one on the outside. 1-0.
Third at bat of the day for Veza.
He is 1 for 2 with a base hit. Hawks only have base hits today. They have stranded a few runners on base as well. That one in there for a strike. Great framing. The Hawks do not like the call. That one was a bit on the outside, but sometimes those 50-50 calls not always going to go your way. Here's the 1-1. Veza takes that one for a strike. It's 1-2.
No ABS challenge system here in high school, Ryan.
Somebody warming up for the Fords in the in the dugout. I cannot see who it is immediately. Borden is warming up. That one high ball too. They could not give him all the calls on outside of the zone, or near the outside of the zone, I guess I should say. But yeah, Matt Borden warming up for the Haverford Fords. So maybe we'll see him in the 6th inning. Veza swings through that one, strike 3. That will end the top half of the inning. We are going fast here at the Haverford School. Still 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And Danny Matthews still back out there for his 5th inning of work, Sorgi.
Yeah, we'll see how he can do in this 5th. I mean, here back half of the game, obviously, of the 7-inning matchup here. See how the Preps defense can perform.
Well, Lesford's getting the encouragement. He's a popular guy today. He's gotten in the game now, very popular. Lineup's still the same, though, for St. Joe's Prep. Everybody going out there. No changes made. And we'll see if Haverford can maybe get something going. As I said, I mean, Dancy is not broken, nor has Danny Matthews, but we'll see what happens here in this 5th inning. Anything can happen. This game can turn upside down in just a moment. Beautiful day, though, in the Haverford School, and I'd like to ask you to subscribe to WSJP. If you want to stay up to date with everything St. Joe's Prep Sports, we will have lacrosse on Tuesday at Archbishop Wood, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on Wednesday, Bonner baseball at FDR Park in South Philly, 4 p.m. Eastern Time as well. And then finally on Thursday, Holy Ghost Prep baseball against St. Joe's Prep at Holy Ghost Prep. That also at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We apologize for the blockage at the current moment in time. First pitch from Matthews, hit down the third baseline, foul.
Almost took out the Haverford cameraman.
Yes, that did. That would have been very unfortunate. Lucky we do not have, we have not been taken out yet. Scanlon now up. Or actually, I apologize. Scanlon is not up. It is actually Buscalagi.
His second time up today.
Buscali, I believe. I apologize if I am butchering his name there. But it's 0-2 to him. As he hits that one softly to Falcone, who makes the catch for the out.
So, Buscagila, is that what we're going with? 0 for 2 on the day?
Yeah, I apologize. I butchered his name badly. I sincerely apologize for that. But now it'll be Greenberg up for Haverford with 1 out. First pitch, low, ball 1.
And the Prep here, 8 outs and a run away from a win.
Yeah, got to get some runs, too. We'll see if they can do so in the 6th inning. That one bounces off foul. 1-1, and as I've said continuously, it's been a theme today. Danny Matthews has been on the mound, and he has been having guys make contact, but a lot of them have gone fouled back. And that's not a bad thing at all, as we've been saying. Here's the 1-1. That one hit high, foul, into the woods again. There's going to be a lot of baseballs out there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I mean, you know, a lot of people, as you know, Ryan, you know, at home might be, you know, wanting a slugfest here, but you gotta love a good pitcher's duel.
Down the third base line, Keenan has to deliver quickly to Ward, and he makes the play for the out. What a grab there from Will Ward. And those guys, they swap positions. Keenan, third base, Will first base. It was the opposite last year. It was Keenan at third and Will making the throws over to him, but this year it's Jack Keenan and Will Ward switching positions, and it seems like they have not lost a beat. That one hit into the netting for a foul, 0-1. And it's gets up for the Fords. He's 0 for 1 in today's game. Matthews takes his time on that one. He delivers. That one's in there for a strike. That one a bit low, but still called. It's now 0-2. Danny Matthews trying to get out of the inning. Matthews has that one hit into left field. It drops for a base hit. Gets on as the 9th hole hitter. First hit of the day for him. There is now 1 on with 2 outs. As that will get Lawler, Zach Lawler, to the plate for the Fords. Matthews taking his time this go around, does not want to give up any mistakes. This has been a pitcher duel today. Throw back to first, safe.
So close.
It has been a couple times it's been close today, but the Hawks have not been able to get the out. Matthews looks back, gets off of first. He's not taking a big lead, but here's the pitch. That one inside, ball 1. Iannicone held it there for a second. He definitely wanted that call, but to no dice. Zach Lawler, 0 for 1 in today's game. Got hit by a pitch in the first inning. And he swings and fouls that one back, 1-1. And as we've said, contact has been made today. Got to give Haverford a lot of credit when it comes to that department. 1-1. Zoller swings through it, strike 2.
Foul ball count here.
Yeah.
3-2.
I think they messed up the scoreboard. It's 1-2.
There we
Here it
go.
is.
Now they fixed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, what?
The board said 3 and 2.
I was like, there's no way I was wrong there. 1-2. Low, ball 2. They wanted Lawler to swing on that one, but credit to him, he did not fold. And the wind is picking up once again. Hopefully that is not to the detriment of Danny Matthews. Takes his time. Looks back, gets. And he fires. Paints the zone, strike 3! Danny Matthews gets out of the inning, strands a runner on first base. We now go to the top of the 6th inning. It's still 0-0. We'll be back on WSJP in a few moments. Sixth inning of action on WSJP. Chris Grasso leading things off for the prep as he swings on the first pitch and fouls it back. You can tell that Chris Grasso wants a hit here. He is 0 for 2 in today's contest. We'll see if he can get a first hit for St. Joe's for himself and get the prep on to start the sixth inning. Here it is. Takes that one high, ball one. I think he wanted to swing at that one. You could tell the way his elbows were moving. He was ready to hit that one, but he knew better to not swing at a ball. Here it is, the 1-1 to Grasso. As he fouls that one back again, it's 1-2.
And again, Ryan, as I mentioned an inning ago, just a real pitcher's duel today.
Yeah, we'll see if Danny Matthews comes out for the seventh inning. 1-2 to Grasso. Dancy trying to start the inning off right. Does not agree with his catcher on multiple pitches, but here it is. 1-2. Grasso takes that one for strike 3. He does not like the call. He's frustrated as he goes back to the dugout. He's 0 for 3 in today's game as Will Ward will step up to the plate with 1 out. And it looks like that will do it for Dancy today, but I don't think he likes that decision that he's getting pulled. He seems a bit frustrated as he's going to go back. But a very solid performance for the Ford starter today. He has had a great contest. Has led up 6 hits and 21 at-bats, but, I mean, he still had a great day. Let no runs in for Haverford. He's kept them in it, but it will now be a pitching change at the Haverford School. Matt Borden stepping up for the Fords, and he will take on Will Ward in a few moments as he warms up. So now it seems like we're getting to that stage, Sorgi, where we're getting the relievers in, and we'll see how they fare.
Yeah, we'll see how Matthews, if he's going to stick it out for the bottom of the sixth. But for now, Haverford here with the new man on.
There are a lot of pitchers on St. Joseph's prep roster. I mean, you've got Mira 2, Chris Grasso, Danny Matthews, Cole Kuhn, Nolan Cobb, Shane Meisler, George Van Deen throws as well. Got Mason Holmes and Ryan Sullivan, who plays baseball. It's going to be very, very hard to differentiate that this season. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but there's going to be somebody who's going to tune in eventually. He's going to hear Ryan Sullivan got a base hit, and they'll be like, he commentates and hits at the same time. What can't he do? But Borden's still warming up here. So yeah, the Hawks, they do have a lot of arms to put out there in case Matthews does not go in the sixth inning.
Yeah. I mean, Ryan, you do have a history with baseball, though, right?
I do. I was a Waldron Mercy Academy star baseball player. Very star baseball player, but, you know, unfortunately, I saw broadcasting as my next venture, so I had to retire.
Got a walk-off Cole Kuhn? Is that true?
Actually, Cole Kuhn did walk me in 8th grade.
There you go.
I'm going to bring this up a lot this year. Cole Kuhn's going to get very mad at me for saying this. But yes, I did get a walk-off Cole Kuhn. Chris Coleman telling everybody like he doesn't believe it. This is I got a walk. Cole Kuhn walked me.
Shout out to Waldron.
Christiana did not hit a double off Cole Kuhn though. Christiana Fortino, our cameraman today.
Our photographer. Chris Coleman, our cameraman.
I'm getting it. Chris is the cameraman. They got photographers and cameramen all over the place. But Borden looks like this might be one of his last pitches. As Haverford, they've broken their huddle. They are back in their positions in the infield. Borden taking his time to warm up. Actually, never mind. That was his last pitch. Or maybe he gets one more. Never mind, he does not. Okay. They'll probably move Ward out of the batter's box. I didn't know. But anyway, Will Ward up again for St. Joe's Prep. Here it is. Takes that one for a strike. Beautiful framing.
Yeah, I would say, I didn't think that's a strike, but the great framing. I mean, that's baseball.
So Ward, he is 1 for 2 today with a base hit. Second pitch delivered. Low in the turf, ball 1. So we'll see if the Hawks can maybe break open here with a new pitcher in the game, or maybe Matt Borden will shut the Hawks down as he is expected to do. See how this game goes about. Ward takes that one high. Once again, good framing, but the umpire calls it a ball. Tiring day, Sorgi.
It is.
I mean, we were.
You were at lacrosse yesterday.
You were editing.
I was editing.
2-1 to Ward. As he hits this one high, it's almost near us, but it's going to go to the roof of Haverford, of the Haverford School.
And our guy flicks by KT straight off a Bonner Prendy basketball state championship.
We had a bad dab up, but it's okay.
Here
it is.
Making an appearance here at the Haverford School.
2-2. Ward hits that one. Hardly 2 second. Play is made for the second out of the inning. And now Will Lesovitz going to step up at the plate for St. Joe's Prep, his first at bat.
Ryan, we're in like a weird spot here, right? We have these crossovers of seasons, so still got state championships going on in Hershey, but we're right here. Spring sports underway in full swing.
Yep, and Lesovitz has not played baseball the last couple of years. He just recently joined back on the team after playing his freshman year. He swings and misses on that first pitch. Oh and 1. Lesovitz takes that one for strike 2. He doesn't like the call.
He was not a fan.
Not a fan of the call at all. Borden trying to get out of the inning. Nobody on for the Hawks. It's 0-2 count. And he takes that one, strike 3. Lesovitz goes down in 3 pitches to end the top half of the inning. We now go to the bottom of the 6th. We'll see if the Hawks also make a change at the mound. We'll take a short break on WSJP. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back on WSJP quickly for the bottom of the 6th inning. And now for the Haverford School, they are hype on the bench. It's Thomas Lawler to lead off. Matthews back out there again for his 6th inning of work. He drops that first pitch in there for a strike. Oh and 2 for Matthews. As that one pitched in the turf, 1-2.
Haverford bench getting rowdy.
You want to get your guys pumped up? The 1-2 takes it for a ball as Thomas Lawler. Iannicone wanted the call, but it's now 2-2. 2-2. Lawler fouls that one down the third base line.
Getting the ball back to the Haverford dugout. Assisted by Jack Keenan.
Too high, ball 3.
Yeah. It's a crucial full count as well.
3-2. In there, strike 3 called, got him swinging. Danny Matthews gets out of that at-bat with a strikeout.
What a just pitch there from Matthews to get out of it.
Matthews delivers again. Swing and a miss. That one was in the turf. Oh, and 1. Here to Vanny. That one high, ball 1. Here's the 1-1 swing and a miss as Vanny swings right through it. 1 and 2. Matthews sets, fires, delivers. Slow and high, 2 and 2. Iannicone waving his glove there. That was funny. 2 and 2.
Big 2-2.
No doubt about it, Sorgi. Matthews delivers. Very high and outside, 3 and 2.
And if you're the Prep here, if you can go 1-2-3, that would be huge.
That one fouled back, 3 and 2 still. Three and 2 again from Danny Matthews. Here it is. In there, strike 3 called. Got him looking.
And another big strikeout there.
Seaver now up for Haverford. As he hits that one to short. Lesovitz fields it, throws, and delivers. That will end the inning. We now go to the top of the 7th. Hawks get Haverford to go down 1-2-3. Break on WSJP. We'll be right back. Back on WSJP. George Van Deen now up for St. Joe's Prep. First pitch in there for a strike. Borden is back out there for the Fords. We apologize, there might have been some technical difficulties here on WSJP, but it looks like we are back and ready to roll for the top of the 7th inning. Van Deen takes that one on the outside, ball 1.
The Prep needs a run here, Ryan.
There's no doubt about it. Haverford in the next inning, if they can get guys on base, it could possibly end. They could walk it off, but the Hawks trying to get a run and prevent that. Maybe multiple. Here it is. Van Deen hits that one hard to second, fielded cleanly again for the out. Gets what a day he's had defensively.
Spectacular play there at second.
Hawks trying to get it done with their bottom of the lineup. Jack Keenan now up for St. Joe's Prep. Van Deen informing Keenan of something, maybe a little bit of tendencies about Borden as he will step off the mound. 1 out here in the inning. First pitch to Keenan. He fouls that one back. Might have swung a bit early on that one. It looked 0-1 to Keenan. That one, everybody. It's now 1-1. One and one to Keenan. He hits that one down the third base line. That one is foul.
Heartbreaker there.
Keenan's still moving. Oh,
That's fair ball.
oh, no, it's foul.
Oh,
Sam misinforming me over here.
the ump was acting like it was fair.
I think that the home plate umpire disagreed with that. That was a fair ball. It looked somewhat fair from this angle. I mean, maybe you can go back and look on the video, but Keenan was running around the bases.
Controversial call.
1-2 now to Jack Keenan. That one hit the turf before it could get to the plate. It's 2-2. Two and two to Keenan. Big pitch. It goes into the turf. Full count now. Sorgi, I don't know if the stakes could get higher, if the intensity could get higher.
I don't think either could.
Full count to Jack Keenan. Borden agrees with the call. Here it is. And he foul tips it into the glove. Strike 3. There are now 2 outs.
And Falcone comes to the plate here in a key moment.
Actually, Sorgi, there is a pinch hitter.
Wow.
Alex Orespi.
Orespi into the game. How about it?
Alex Orespi in the game for St. Joe's Prep. He's going to take over for Falcone at second. That one in the dirt, ball 1. Alex Orespi was a swing onto varsity last season. Played in a total of 1 game where he did get 1 hit in 3 plate appearances. Also had 3 stolen bases as well. And he did pitch in the 1 game. I believe it was against Fordham Prep last season in New York, but Orespi takes 2 balls low.
Shout out to the Preps Brothers School, Fordham Prep. Beautiful campus there in the Bronx.
Yep. 2-0 to Orespi. Takes that one on the outside, ball 3.
Here's the start you want if you're Orespi.
Yeah, with 2 outs.
Key opportunity here.
Here it is, 3-0. Orespi swings through that one, strike. The 3-1 to Orespi. Swings through that one a bit early. It's now a full count.
And now, Ryan, I think the whole crowd here are going to be on pins and needles.
Full count to Orespi. Borden, big pitch here. The stakes are high once again. Orespi hits that one to the mound. It gets by Borden. Now it gets the throw's going to be close, and he's out.
Heartbreaker for St. Joe's Prep.
Unfortunate there, and now we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Danny Matthews still backed out there for the Prep. We'll see if they go with a reliever maybe, but they are going to keep him out there for the time being. Felt like there were a few chances for the Prep to get on base there, but just unfortunate you just couldn't get the out or get the any guy on base. 3-2, Borden. I mean, you got to give him credit. He delivered some really good pitches, and then Getz has just had such a day at second base. We warm up in the infield. Danny Matthews, 7 innings of work, total of 6, but he's going to try for his 7th. Personnel the same for St. Joe's Prep as it's been for the past couple of innings, or the past 3 innings, if you will, ever since Sittler was ejected. Will Lesovitz, I mean, he made a really nice throw over to Will Ward, even though he's coming in for Sittler, kind of off the fly. Didn't really expect to get in today's game today was Lesovitz, but then he made a really nice throw. And he will receive the throwdown from Iannacone, and he makes the play, or he makes the catch, that being. And here we go. One last chance in the non-extra innings. What do you call it? The
Extra innings.
Well, it's not extra innings right now, Sam. And this one hit high. It's going to go into center. Allman will make the catch. That was a close one. You can take a deep breath out if you're a St. Joe's Prep fan.
Huge sigh of relief there for the Hawks.
Scanlon now up. So there's 1 out in the inning.
If you're the Prep, you don't want to see another one of those head deep.
That one, my heart kind of dropped a second. First pitch, Scanlon fouls it back.
Good contact.
Good contact indeed. They have been making contact all day, the Haverford School. And that's how you know they are such a very solid team.
So
Very
that's the
good
goal,
team.
right? Hit for contact.
Yeah,
That's what you
no
want to
doubt
get.
about it. And he fouls it back once again. It's now 0-2. Matthews has just got to get it by him this go-around.
Big 0-2.
Big 0-2 indeed. Want to get that second out early. Matthews delivers. As it's a blooper into center field. Falcone actually trying to get out there, but he could not do so. It falls into center field for a base hit. And now 1 on for the Haverford School. That is the winning run.
So Falcone's out there. Where's the recipe?
That's a good question. The rules are different in between like professional and
Yeah.
high school, the way that
Confused
Pennsylvania
me.
works. And Coach Muth will go out to the mound. I think this will end the day for Danny Matthews. He doesn't seem happy about it, but Danny Matthews, what a day. I mean, a guy that has had his first start of the year, has not pitched in such a long time, and he deserves all the high fives back to the dugout. And he will now, Coach Muth will bring on Shane Meisler, the junior who was on the freshman team his freshman year. JV last season as a sophomore, and now opening day reliever for Danny Matthews on varsity.
This is as key of a moment as you can get, Ryan, as high pressure of a situation as you'll find in the first game of the year.
In 8 appearances last season, Meisler had a 1.05 ERA, that being on the JV level. But now on the varsity level, he's going to have to get out of this tough situation he's been put in.
Almost got
1
like
out.
a submarine.
Yeah.
Submarine there.
1 out, man on first. Tough situation for Shane Meisler. But we will see if he's up to the task today to get the Prep into extra innings. I mean, Sorgi, last season opener, we had a bit of a heartbreaker. Devon Prep,
That was real heartbreak.
they got 1 run, and then Robbie Grasso, he was thrown out at the plate on a tag to end the game. So we had a 1-0 ending to the opening day last season. We hope that's not the case today.
I love a 1-0 ending. I just want it to be the other way.
Yeah, that's fair. Meisler still warming up for the Hawks. I mean, he was one of the best arms on JV last season. Obviously, a 1.05 ERA in 8 appearances is nothing to sneeze at. Looks like he's going to deliver 1 or 2 more pitches before we get back into the swing of things here on WSJP. Here we go. Meisler First pitch on varsity. And it's going to be a ball. That was a close one there. Good framing from Iannacone. But umpire does not want it to be a strike, or does not think it was a strike, I guess I should say. Second pitch, that one high and inside, ball 2.
Again, a very high-pressure moment, on both sides here, both for the Fords and the Hawks.
The 2-0. It's in there for a strike.
Great pitch there.
Somewhat similar to the last pitch that he just threw.
Location a bit better.
Yeah. 2-1. Meisler calmly delivers. Very high and inside, ball 3. Here we go, 3-1. That one in there for a strike. It's a full count.
You asked about high-pressure moments a few minutes ago. You said
This one
that,
is-
you said that a minute ago is the highest pressure moment of the game. I think
one
this
is
takes the
even
cake.
higher, yeah. Especially with it being the bottom of the 7th. And now here it is, the 3-2. That one fouled high and back. I cannot see it. Hopefully it's not coming our way. Definitely not.
Still ducks anyway.
Well, I stay.
Rather be
because-
safe than sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, we could always get under the table, but I got to protect the match book. I'm just that committed. The 3-2 from Meisler. That one's high and outside, ball 4. Winning run is in scoring position. Defense going to have to lock in here and be prepared for anything.
You'd love to see a double play ball here.
I'm not sure if they're going to have I don't know if they're going to have a pinch hit now. Getz is coming out.
Yeah.
Or never actually, no, Getz is on deck, I apologize.
He's a pinch hitter.
Yeah, Ethan Stern is up. He's pinch hitting for in today's game. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Meisler delivers for a strike. Stern thought about the swing, but he did not do it. And now with that runner on second base, the Hawks trying to be cautious. 1-1. Meisler steps off. Will force everyone back to their bases. Stern waiting for the pitch. Meisler looks back at second. And he drops that one in there for a strike.
Big strike there. Haverford runners there with nice leads.
Yeah, very nice leads. They're ready for anything. I mean, if there's any contact, could possibly win this game. Meisler trying to prevent that, though, as he delivers. And that is going to be called for a ball. Iannacone does not like it at the plate. That one could have been called either way, but it's in there for a ball. It's now 2-2.
And all winter, these guys train on the base pass for these types of moments. Let's see how it plays out here.
2-2 from Shane Meisler. That one fouled back. Bit of an early swing.
Hawks coach is making some plays.
Yeah, look at that. Even Haverford's third base coach doing a good job there. Maybe Coach Meath can take a couple plays at third base. You never know. I like Jack Keenan, though, at third base. He's done a good job today. 2-2. Here's the pitch from Meisler. Low, ball 3, and it's now a full count again.
And with 3-2-1 on the scoreboard here, it's again just another key moment. Full count, 1 out.
Out is maybe a must-need for the Hawks. Inside, ball 4, bases loaded, 1 out.
And now the Hawks can't really afford much heading to the outfield.
No, not at all. They need anything, and everybody is playing in a bit.
You have to.
Yeah, strikeout or all right, play at the plate. Getz is now up. A 9-hole hitter. He has a hit today, so he's proven to drive in something. First pitch down the third baseline, foul. So contact was made there. Oh, there's the ball. It's got thrown back in. Nice start from the fan. 0-1. Inside ball 1 to Getz.
And what you really don't want here is a walk-off walk.
No.
Got to be smart with pitch selection.
Well, we have, not to sound negative, but we did have a walk-off balk last year against Newman Coretti. Here's the 1-1. High ball 2. Gets ahead in the count now. Two and one from Meisler. He fires. As this one is hit off his glove, and that will do it. Off the glove of Falcone. Meisler could not possess it either, as the Haverford School walk things off in the Hawks' first game of the season. The Hawks fall to 0-1. The Haverford School 2-2 now. It is a 1-0 ending. Sorgi, unfortunate, but the Hawks, they are back on Wednesday against Bonner Prendy at FDR Park.
Yeah, for the prep, I mean, you need offense right on Wednesday. That's going to be a key. If the Hawks can hit at FDR on their home turf, they'll be in a much better place. But today's offensive performance, far from what you wanted to see. The pitching, though, Matthews, the star of the game for St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, he had a great day. Definitely the player of the game for St. Joe's Prep, and you love to see it, but Getz. In the 9-hole, got the walk-off, also had a base hit earlier, and played incredible defensively. Got to give him the credit where it's due. Really love to see it. Well, that will do it here on WSJP. We will have lacrosse on Tuesday at Archbishop Wood. Baseball back on Wednesday versus Bonner Prendy. And baseball will also play on Thursday at Holy Ghost Prep. All those games, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. They all will be live also on WSJP. For myself, Ryan Sullivan, my color analyst, Anthony Sorgi, our producer, Sam Salomon, our cameraman, Chris Coleman, and our photographers/videographers, Christiana Forcina and Ryan McKenna, we say thank you. Have a good night and go prep. Have a good day and go prep.